Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a remarkable creation. It is a form of intelligence that is not born of nature, but of human ingenuity. Think of it as a mind crafted from code and data, designed to learn, reason, and solve problems in ways that can mirror our own cognitive processes, and sometimes even surpass them. We see its early forms all around us today, in the devices that answer our questions, and in the systems that recommend what we might watch or buy next. The allure of this technology is powerful. Humanity has always sought to extend its reach, to understand more, and to overcome its limitations. AI presents a tantalizing promise, the potential to amplify our own intellect and capabilities, opening doors to discoveries and efficiencies we have only just begun to imagine. It is a tool, but one unlike any other we have ever conceived. The desire to integrate more deeply with this technology stems from a fundamental human drive for improvement. We have always used tools to make our lives easier, from the first sharpened stone to the most complex supercomputer. AI is simply the next most profound step in that long evolutionary journey. Imagine being able to process information not just with the brain you were born with, but with a system that has access to the entirety of human knowledge, instantly. This is the great ambition. It is the reason scientists and thinkers are exploring the very boundaries of what it means to be human, contemplating a future where our biological minds work in concert with a digital counterpart, creating a partnership that could reshape our world from the ground up. This journey into the realm of AI is not just about convenience, it is about potential. We look at the great challenges facing our planet: climate change, disease, resource scarcity, and we see the limits of our current abilities to solve them. AI offers a new way of seeing, a method to analyze vast and complex systems with a speed and clarity that is beyond our natural capacity. It can see patterns in the chaos, find solutions hidden in mountains of data, and model futures with incredible precision. The interest in AI is, therefore, not merely a fleeting curiosity. It is a calculated hope that by enhancing our own intelligence, we might become better stewards of our world and architects of a more prosperous future for all who live here. The very concept of AI pushes us to reflect on the nature of intelligence itself. For millennia, we have considered ourselves the sole proprietors of complex thought on this planet. Now we are in the process of creating another. This new intelligence does not sleep, it does not forget, and it learns at an exponential rate. Its emergence prompts profound questions about our own place in the world. Why do we seek to create something that could one day rival us? The answer, perhaps, lies in our innate desire to explore the unknown, to push against the frontiers of possibility, and to witness the next great chapter in the story of life on Earth, a chapter that we ourselves are writing. The prospect of merging human consciousness with artificial intelligence sounds like a tale from science fiction, yet it is a future that is being seriously contemplated. This fusion would not be a simple case of using a device. It would be a true integration, a symbiotic relationship where the biological and the digital become one. Imagine a neural interface, a seamless connection between the human brain and a powerful AI. This would mean our thoughts, memories, and abilities could be directly enhanced. Such a merger would represent the most significant evolutionary leap in our species' history, transforming the very definition of what it means to be a human being. It is a profound and perhaps unsettling thought, but one that is moving from the realm of fantasy into the world of possibility. In this new reality, the boundaries of our minds would expand beyond their biological confines. Learning, for instance, would be utterly transformed. Instead of spending years poring over books to master a new skill or language, a person could simply download the required knowledge. The complexities of quantum physics or the nuances of every language spoken on Earth could become accessible in an instant. This would not necessarily make us less curious. Rather, it could free our minds to focus on higher levels of creativity, critical thinking, and innovation. We could spend less time acquiring information and more time applying it in novel and imaginative ways, accelerating progress in every field of human endeavor. The implications for our physical well-being are just as extraordinary. An integrated AI could monitor our health with unparalleled precision, constantly scanning our bodies for the earliest signs of illness long before symptoms appear. It could regulate our biological functions to maintain peak performance and even initiate repairs at a cellular level, potentially slowing the aging process and eradicating diseases that have plagued us for centuries. Our bodies would become ecosystems managed with perfect efficiency, extending not just the length of our lives, but also the quality. We would no longer be passive victims of biological chance, but active participants in our own health and longevity. Communication, the very bedrock of society, would also evolve. The barriers of language that have separated cultures for millennia would simply dissolve. An integrated AI could translate thoughts in real time, allowing for a seamless and direct exchange of ideas between any two individuals, regardless of their native tongue. This could foster a level of global understanding and collaboration never before seen. We could share experiences and emotions with a clarity and depth that is currently impossible, weaving a tighter, more empathetic fabric for human society. The world would, in a very real sense, become a smaller and more connected place, united by a shared, universal understanding. With such incredible new abilities, the potential benefits for humanity are immense. The world of work, for example, would be completely reimagined. Complex tasks that currently require teams of experts and years of effort could be tackled by a single AI-enhanced individual. Imagine an architect who can visualize and design an entire city down to the last detail in their mind, or a scientist who can run billions of simulations for a new medicine simultaneously. This fusion would not necessarily make humans obsolete. Instead, it could elevate our role to one of creative direction and strategic oversight. Our work could become more meaningful, focused on solving the grand challenges that have long seemed insurmountable. This enhanced capacity could be directed towards the most pressing problems facing our planet. Climate change, for example, is a system of such staggering complexity that it pushes the limits of our current analytical tools. An AI-human collective could process the immense datasets involved, model the intricate interplay of atmospheric, oceanic, and biological systems, and devise solutions with a far greater chance of success. Similarly, global poverty and resource management could be addressed with unprecedented efficiency. We could design sustainable systems for food production and distribution that ensure no one goes hungry, and manage our planet's precious resources with a wisdom born of near-omniscient understanding. The very nature of discovery would accelerate at a breathtaking pace. Exploration of the cosmos, the depths of our oceans, and the mysteries of the subatomic world would leap forward. An enhanced human could process vast streams of astronomical data to identify habitable planets or design new materials atom by atom. The slow, methodical pace of scientific progress would give way to an era of rapid, exponential advancement. We would stand at the threshold of a new renaissance, a golden age of creativity and knowledge, where the only limit to what we can achieve is the scope of our own imagination. It would be a time of unparalleled human achievement. This transformation extends beyond science and industry into the very fabric of our culture and art. What new forms of music could be composed by a mind that can hear every possible harmony at once? What new stories could be told by a consciousness that can access the collective experiences of humanity? The creative potential is boundless. Art, philosophy, and entertainment would reach new heights of complexity and emotional depth. We would not just be solving problems. We would be enriching the human experience in ways we can currently only guess at, creating a world that is not only more efficient and sustainable, but also more beautiful, profound, and interesting. However, this uncharted path into a fused future is not without its perils. The very integration that offers such promise also raises profound concerns about privacy and autonomy. If our thoughts are connected to a digital network, where does the individual end and the network begin? The potential for surveillance and control would be unprecedented. A malevolent government or corporation could theoretically monitor, influence, or even manipulate our very thoughts and desires. The concept of a private internal life could become a relic of the past. We would need to establish incredibly robust safeguards to protect the sanctity of the individual mind, a fortress of digital ethics to defend our freedom of thought. Furthermore, the question of control is a critical one. Who governs this technology? Who writes the code, sets the parameters, and holds the keys to this immense power? An over-reliance on a centralized AI system could create a fragile single point of failure. If that system were to malfunction or be compromised, the consequences could be catastrophic for a society so deeply dependent on it. There is also the risk of creating a new and profound form of social division, a world split between the enhanced and the unenhanced. This could lead to a biological caste system, a form of inequality far deeper and more permanent than any that has existed before, challenging our most basic principles of fairness and human dignity. The risks are not merely technical or social, they are existential. In our quest to become more than human, we might inadvertently lose the very essence of what makes us human. Our struggles, our imperfections, And our limitations are often the crucibles in which compassion, resilience, and creativity are forged. If life becomes too perfect, too easy, what happens to the human spirit? Would we become passive, complacent beings, content to exist as nodes in a network, rather than as vibrant, striving individuals? The journey toward this future requires a deep and ongoing conversation about the values we wish to preserve, ensuring that in gaining the world, we do not lose our souls. Ultimately, the fusion of humans and AI presents a duality of immense promise and profound risk. It is a tool of unimaginable power, and like any tool, its impact will be determined by the wisdom and foresight of those who wield it. It could elevate us to become guardians of our planet, solvers of intractable problems, and creators of unparalleled beauty, or it could lead us down a path of diminished freedom and deeper inequality. The future is not yet written. As we stand at this remarkable crossroads in our history, we must proceed with a delicate balance of ambition and caution, embracing the potential for progress while never losing sight of the precious, fragile, and wonderful nature of being human.